Midnight enveloped the small Colorado town, moonlight shimmering on the tranquil lake. The houses were silent, only the wind rustling through the trees and the chirping of insects whispering unspoken secrets. In that stillness, three teenagers decided to go swimming, their eyes filled with eagerness and a touch of youthful impulsiveness. Daniel, Michael, and Lisa. Three familiar faces, three individuals with their own dreams and joys, stepped out of the darkness, unaware that this night would change their lives and the lives of their community. The scenery was peaceful, yet a chilling feeling crept in, as if nature itself were hinting at a mystery waiting to be revealed. The parents, looking out the window, had no idea this would be the last time they would see their children laughing and playing. The crunching footsteps on the gravel, the gentle lapping of the water all echoed in the night, then faded into the darkness. And from that moment, everything changed. Not just the three teenagers, but the entire town was gripped by a haunting, unanswered question about a disappearance that no one could explain. Daniel, 16, is a boy with a charming smile and a passionate heart. He's the eldest in the group, always wanting to protect his friends, but sometimes he can't resist the mischief of youth. Michael, 17, is tall, playful, yet cautious. He's always trying to make things fun, sometimes inspiring, sometimes causing little trouble. Lisa, 15, is a cheerful girl who loves to tell stories and always makes those around her feel warm. Three people, three different personalities, but bound together by a strong friendship, like an invisible thread, not easily broken. In this small town, they were familiar faces. Adults recognized their laughter from afar. Friends recounted afternoons of play, endless stories. And in the moments before their disappearance, everything seemed normal. Just three teenagers stepping out onto a summer night, carrying with them dreams, plans, and the carefree belief of youth. But fate awaited them, silent but heavy, preparing to weave a story no one could have imagined. That summer night was so quiet that even the slightest sound would make everyone's heart race. Three teenagers emerged from the shadows, their footsteps echoing softly on the pebbles. Daniel chuckled softly at Michael, while Lisa urged her two friends to jump into the water. The sound of the water lapping against the shore was like a drumbeat in the night, blending with the clear, innocent laughter of youth. No one thought that this night would never end normally. As they frolicked in the moonlight, everything seemed shrouded in an invisible veil. The wind rustled through the trees, the lake sparkled, but a chilling unease permeated the air, a feeling only sensitive enough for young hearts to perceive. Their parents believed they were just playing, that they would return soon. But time passed, and the darkness lasted longer than usual. An hour, 2 hours, and then the three teenagers vanished without a trace. The adults in the town began to worry, their eyes brimming with fear mixed with confusion. Every gust of wind, every rustling of leaves, every gentle lapping of water made their hearts ache. Friends stood by the lake, their hands trembling, afraid to call out, fearing they might break something inexplicable. In that moment, fear and despair crept into the town for the first time, permeating every house, every strand of hair, every heart. That night not only changed the fate of three teenagers, but also left a deep, haunting mark on the community. Every small road, every tranquil lake, every ray of moonlight reflected on the water, recounted the story of a seemingly carefree summer night that robbed everyone of joy and planted an unanswered question in their hearts. Where did they go? As dawn broke, the small town awoke in a wave of anxiety. Daniel, Michael, and Lisa's parents ran about, their eyes red and their hearts pounding. Calls of their names echoed through the streets and past every house, but only silence answered. The community gathered around the lake, along the stream, and in the woods, all hoping to find a clue, some trace of the three teenagers. Police cordoned off the area, used loudspeakers to call for help, and even deployed police dogs, but all efforts seemed futile. Faint footprints on the sand vanished in the morning mist. A life jacket washed ashore, but nothing was conclusive. Each small clue turned into a big question, causing the family more pain than ever before. Their parents sat by the lake, their hands clasped together, their eyes fixed on the water's surface, hoping for a miracle. Friends stood around, silent, gazing at each other, sharing the despair. In those moments, one realized that the pain was not just felt by each family, but by the entire community. Everyone felt the fragility of youth, the helplessness in the face of uncontrollable circumstances. With each passing hour, the anxiety grew, fear crept in. Stories were recounted, what shirt he wore today, how they laughed and talked. Every small detail became a precious memory, a dagger piercing the hearts of those who loved them. And as the sun rose higher, the whole town knew that the three teenagers had vanished from sight, at least from their own. Years passed, but the loss remained deeply etched in every home and every small street of the town. Daniel, Michael, and Lisa's parents lived with a constant emptiness. Each summer, a reminder of their children's absence. Meals were incomplete, laughter was gone, leaving only a heavy silence weighing on their hearts. The friends of the three teenagers were also affected by the feeling of loss. Every time they gathered, stories of their three old friends would surface, mixed with tears and sad smiles. Memories that once seemed ordinary now became precious and indescribably painful. The small community, where everyone knew each other, gradually lived in a silent haunting. The swimming pool, the stream, the paths through the forest, once places of fun, now became scenes of unanswered questions. Parents suffer not only from the loss of their child, but also from the passage of time, the fading of hope, yet they cannot give up. They ask themselves unanswered questions. Are they safe? Does anyone know what happened? These questions creep into their sleep, manifesting in their dreams, sometimes turning into nightmares. The long, drawn-out years taught the town about the fragility of youth, about the value of each moment. Every moonbeam, every summer night, reminded the people of the three teenagers who had disappeared, of an unspeakable pain. But amidst the loss, there also lingered a glimmer of hope, that the truth would one day emerge, and these wounds would find a chance to heal. 22 years have passed since the night of the disappearance. The small town still lives with the haunting memory, the unsolved stories passed down through generations. Daniel's parents, Michael and Lisa, have learned to live with the pain, but deep down, a smoldering hope has never faded. Then one day, the impossible happened. An old DVD, hidden in a forgotten box, was discovered. As the police carefully carried the disc into the analysis room, the whole family gathered around the screen, their hearts pounding, their hands trembling. With each passing second, the background music from the DVD played, and blurry images appeared. Three teenagers laughing and talking, moonlight shimmering on the water, the gentle lapping of the waves reminiscent of a long-gone summer night. Seemingly insignificant details, the life vest, the gestures, the glances exchanged, suddenly became the key to unlocking a long-hidden mystery. Each frame tugs at the viewer's heartstrings. Daniel's parents weep, their emotions a mixture of joy and relief. Friends exchange glances, tears streaming down their cheeks, but accompanied by a trembling smile, because at least they know the truth still exists, however buried it may be. The community is stunned but also filled with hope, for finally a precious clue has emerged, opening the door to answering a decades-long question: what really happened that night? This discovery is not only a turning point in the case, but also a testament to the power of time and perseverance. It reminds everyone that sometimes the truth emerges slowly, but when it does, it can change entire stories, heal wounds, and restore a lost glimmer of light to memories. When the DVD arrived at the analysis lab, the investigators began their meticulous work, like jewelers, examining every frame, every detail. Every light, every reflection, every ripple on the lake's surface, even the fleeting smiles of the three teenagers were recorded. This wasn't just a video. This was a living clue, an answer to years of despair, the final piece of a mystery that had lasted 2 decades. Meanwhile, Daniel, Michael, and Lisa's parents stood outside, their hands clasped together, their eyes welling up with tears. They watched every scene, every movement, feeling their children's presence through the dim light on the screen. Their hearts ached as they noticed details they had never considered, but also beat faster as they understood the crucial clues the police were paying attention to. Each scene was a reminder of lost innocence, of the peaceful moments before fate intervened. Investigators began piecing together seemingly disparate details. The life vest had drifted ashore in a strange way. The light reflecting on the lake's surface revealed what had happened, and the small gestures of the three teenagers unfolded a more complete picture of the night they disappeared. Each discovery made everyone in the room's heart ache, a mixture of pain and hope. They realized that, finally, the truth was no longer shrouded in mystery, but was gradually emerging, little by little, like rays of light piercing through the darkness of 22 years. In that moment, the small community seemed to relive that summer night of yesteryear. People empathized with the innocent hearts, with the mixed fears and hopes of their parents. They realized that, sometimes, truth is not just information, but a subtle miracle that allows people to touch upon memories, look back at the past, and begin to heal wounds that have been buried for too long. Finally, after 22 years of waiting, the story began to unfold completely. Details from the DVD and police analysis connected to form a clear picture, answering the questions that parents and the community had been pondering for 2 decades. The three teenagers were no longer vague ghosts in memory, but real people, with smiles, footsteps, youthful joys, and the destinies they had to endure. Daniel, Michael, and Lisa's parents sat together, tears streaming down their faces, their grief mixed with relief and new hope. They embraced, feeling their children's presence through memories and newly discovered evidence. Every moment of the night they disappeared was now being deciphered, from playful gestures to the light reflecting on the lake's surface. Each clue was like lighting a candle in the night, dispelling the darkness that had lingered for so long. Friends, family, and the community gathered, their eyes red with tears, their hearts overflowing with emotion. Everyone had felt despair. Everyone had dreamed of a miracle. Now, that miracle had arrived, not by bringing the three teenagers back, but by revealing the truth, by providing the answers they deserved. The pain may not disappear, but now it can be acknowledged, understood, and shared. This moment is not only a victory of truth, but also a victory of love and patience. It reminds us that family is an invisible force, that memories are never forgotten, and that justice, though delayed, can heal hearts that have suffered too long. In the eyes of parents, in the trembling embrace of friends, in the respectful silence of the community, everyone feels a powerful connection, a story both painful and beautiful, and ultimately, a chance for memories to come alive again with comfort and gratitude. The 1986 Colorado disappearance is not just a story of a missing person, but a testament to the power of time, patience, and unwavering love. 22 years may seem too long to uncover the truth, but every small detail, every seemingly invisible clue, ultimately led to the light. It reminds us that sometimes justice is delayed, but the truth, if we patiently wait, will eventually emerge. Daniel, Michael, and Lisa's parents can now recall precious moments without feeling completely helpless. They still grieve, but that pain can now be embraced by memories and understanding. Friends and the community also recognize the value of each moment, of family bonds, and that youth, however fragile, leaves a deep mark on everyone's hearts. This story is a reminder to all of us. Cherish every moment with loved ones. Listen to and empathize with each other's pain. and never lose hope, even when the truth seems to fade with time. The small Colorado town learned that pain is never alone, that memories and love can heal, and that the truth, even if late, has the power to change hearts. As the setting sun cast its light upon the tranquil lake, the footsteps of the three teenagers faded from the shadows. Instead, cherished memories emerged, lessons of love, patience, and the power of truth. And from this story, each of us can find a simple yet profound message. Love and truth, though buried, always find their way back, to heal and to remind us that humanity, ultimately, is capable of overcoming pain through empathy and hope.